Hi lovely people, good morning. I'm not going to lie, I like a morning routine video just as much as the next person. And honestly, I always have and probably always will love those. So that's why today I am sharing with you my fall morning routine. This one specifically starting about 6:30 in the morning. Also, I was just sick, so please excuse my voice. You can definitely still hear it. I always start off with brushing my teeth, scraping my tongue, and then starting a load of laundry if I have one to start. This way for me it's just easiest to stay on top of it, which is ideal if you ask me. It feels like less work that way. Also, I use just a little bit of vinegar instead of fabric softener. I find it works really well. Just don't use it on anything with like a glued seam or anything, because it might just come apart. I will make myself a nice warm cup of tea that I can enjoy while I'm doing my little meditation routine a little bit later on. But first I will prepare my breakfast. So I like to have my chocolate overnight oats, except I tend to make those the morning of instead of the night before. I find that if you just let them sit for about an hour, they are perfectly fine. You've seen me make this recipe before. It's just my chocolate overnight oats. I will link the recipe short for you in the description box if you'd like to see that. But it's pretty straightforward. It's just some oats, some chia seed, some cocoa powder, and just mixing that all up, and then some frozen berries in this case. I will also often have this with banana. It's also a really good combination, but today I was feeling like some frozen berries. And I definitely added a little bit too much because I thought I'd just empty out the packet, and it seemed to be a bit more than I thought. But that's okay. Quickly opening up the other curtain. I honestly don't know why I had just one open, but that was the case here. And then making myself ready to do my little meditation routine. I will always start with writing a little bit in my 5-year journal. I think it's really nice, a way to start my day, just reflecting on the last day. And then I will have a quick look at my vision board before really diving into my meditation for the day. and then it's time to get dressed. So the weather has been very mild here for much longer than it usually does in October. This is filmed a little bit earlier in the month because we are currently in the middle of a move, so I wanted to have something filmed a little bit earlier. But yeah, usually I don't get to wear short sleeve tops in October. And then doing my skincare, getting my hair out of the way, it's definitely noticeable that it's getting longer because it gets in the way more when I try to do my skincare. So in the morning I just wash my face with a little cloth and some water. No cleansers in the morning for me. I have a fairly dry skin, so I find that this works really well. Then just following that up with my vitamin C serum. Not forgetting my neck and my hands, of course. And then my favorite sunscreen. I really love this stuff. It's so good. It's the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, and it is fantastic. It just feels like a really nice moisturizer, and yeah, highly recommend that. I will mostly wear the same jewelry on a daily basis. For the most part, I'm just switching out my earrings. If you'd like to see a full jewelry collection video, I will have it linked for you up in the cards as well as down in the description box if you would like to check that out. And then it is time for breakfast. So I will make sure to take my vitamins. I honestly don't know how often I have shared this before, but especially if the R is in a month, I will make sure to take a vitamin with vitamin D in there. This is just a simple multivitamin, which I have been using for years, honestly. And then I started reading Walden again. I've already read this before, but yeah, it's a book that I think it's a really good book. I very much enjoy it. And then it is time to get a little bit of work done. I actually started on slightly updating a few things in my bullet journal before really starting my computer work for the day. And then at some point the laundry was done, so I was just taking down the laundry of the day before hanging today's laundry up to dry. We don't have a dryer, and honestly I don't plan to get one. I find just line drying works perfectly well. It just takes a little bit longer in the winter and the colder months in general, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, I've never really had much of a problem with it so far. And then for the rest of the morning I decided to just work from the couch. This is not necessarily something that I will do all that often, but every now and then it can just be really nice and cozy to just cuddle up on the couch and work from there. So that is what I did for the rest of the morning. Let me know, what is your favorite part of your morning routine? I would love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to my channel, which would really truly help me out a lot. I wish you a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!